outside at our home, there is one skinny cow. That cow does not give milk every day. Once a week only it gives a milk. Last 4 days, no milk. So no money, and we don't have any food to offer you, sir. We can offer only water. So the senior monk understood the situation. They are really poor right now. They don't have anything. But the junior was hungry. So immediately said, no problem, sir. We already had food. We just want to sleep outside your home and we leave in the morning. So the junior was really hungry. So they just drank water and they were sleeping. In the middle of the night, by around 12:30 a.m. in the night, the senior monk woke up the junior monk and said that, please wake up. And the junior monk asked him, why are you waking up in the middle of the night? Let me sleep, I am hungry. He says, no, there is something very important we need to do now. What is that? He asked. Go and untie the cow. Go and untie the cow and bring it along with me. So the junior monk brings the cow and they walk to the edge of the cliff, the edge of the mountain. And the senior monk says, can you just push the cow down? The junior monk said, no, we can't do that. It's sin, it's crime. We can't kill a cow. The senior monk said, no, I am the senior, you are the junior, just listen to me. And they push. And the cow falls down and dies. Throughout the journey back to their hometown, the junior monk could not hold on to this thought because he did something very bad. So he kept on complaining, why did you ask me to do this? We shouldn't have done that. That's bad. That's wrong. That's a sin. The senior looked at him and said, you will not understand. Just let go. The next 2 years, every day he will meet him and he talks about it and say that, hey, let's go back to this village, go back to this couple and say sorry to them. But he says, you will not understand, just let go. After 2 years, the junior becomes the senior. And once he becomes senior in that town, he rushes back to this village because his guilt was very strong. He wanted to go and apologize. He goes to this village, he searches for this hut. He reaches the mountain, but he could not find the hut. There was a big house was there. Then he thought, I think we even destroyed their house also. Let me go and find out where they live now. He goes and knocks the door opens. One fat couple opens the door, and the minute they saw this monk, they fell on their feet and said, thank you for coming again to our home. It was a great blessing to have you here. Last time when you came, we were very poor. Because of your blessings, we have become very rich. This guy cannot understand. Why? What are you saying? I killed your cow. I wanted to say that, but he didn't say that. The man in the home said that last time when you came, after you left, our cow fell from the mountain and it died. And we cried for 1 week. We didn't know what to do. And after some time, everyone said that, why are you just still crying? Why don't you do some work? So we started tilling the soil in front of our home. We started harvesting some rice and paddy and wheat. And we made very good harvest. And we had little more extra money to buy little more land. And we started harvesting more. And the last 2 years, we actually bought more land and we started harvesting more. And see, we have built this home also. I think it's only because of you we actually came out of our poverty. The question to each and everyone from this story is, this couple could have done this before even the monks came here, but they didn't. Why? Because they were holding on into their mind a skinny cow, and that's the only thing they had. They were holding on to a thought that only with this cow I can live. Question to all of you, what skinny cow are you holding that I cannot grow in my business? What skinny cow are we all holding that my chapter cannot grow? What skinny cow are we holding? Members are not participating. Does it make sense to you? Type yes or no in the chat box. All of us hold on to one skinny cow and we wait for magic and miracle to happen in our life. We want someone to come and tell us. But we all want to grow, but we hold on to the skinny cow and our past history and we keep thinking that no, we cannot grow in our life. Why we think that we can't grow in our life is because of 8 different growth gaps all leaders fall in. See, you're all part of the leadership team. You're all part of the regional roles. And we all want to grow. We all want to help the chapter to grow. We all want our members to grow. There are 8 different growth gaps are there. The number one gap is called the assumption gap. Members assume that the minute I join BNI, my business will grow. Mentors in BNI assume that all the new members, when they come to BNI, they will automatically become green members. And as LTs, we also assume that every new member understands whatever we say. Yes or no? We all assume that growth happens automatically. This is the number one gap. I'm going to share with you 8 different gaps. So please write it down in your notebook, because all these 8 gaps affects our growth. Number 2 is the knowledge gap. Everyone wants to grow, but they do not invest their time and energy to upgrade their knowledge. They don't know how to grow. My teacher, Dr. Brian Tracy, says that we need to invest 5% of our revenue to upgrade our knowledge. How much money as leaders you spent on yourself in 2025? Do you have that number with you? Because with yesterday's knowledge, we can only have yesterday's growth. But if you want tomorrow's growth, we need to have new knowledge, yes or no? And same with members also. Members, after attending 1 or 2 trainings, they say that I know everything about BNI. It happens only in Chennai, in my city only. It does not happen in Uganda, yes or no? Or the same happens there also. Is the same everywhere? Just type yes or no in the chat box. Because in my city also, no, members think that I've already attended 2 trainings, I know everything about BNI. And the number 3 gap is the timing gap. They all wait for the right timing. I think this month is not the right time for me to contribute to the chapter. This time is not the right time for me to begin something new. So they wait for the right auspicious time, because the astrologer has not said. And the 4th gap is the mistake gap, because everyone is scared of making mistakes. But look at BNI, okay? When someone asks me what is BNI, I always say it's 41 years of mistakes. Every mistake we have upgraded, we have evolved. And the same way, no, the entire Uganda also has grown from mistakes after mistakes, and we have upgraded ourselves. If we do not make mistakes, we will never learn. And as a leader, we should be proud to make more mistakes. And you should allow leaders to make more mistakes. And the next one is the perfection gap. One of the biggest challenge with many leaders, with many business owners, they want to be always perfect. They want the perfect product. They want the perfect system. They want the perfect services. No, there is nothing called perfect. So they wait for perfection and they delay and delay and delay. And the next gap is the inspiration gap, because I don't feel motivated to come to the chapter meeting. It's the same boring meeting happening. My president is boring. My BNI is boring. I don't feel like inviting visitors. And they don't get inspired. Why? Because the meeting is boring. The meeting is not giving them that wow experience. And the next gap is the comparison gap. I compare myself with others. See, others are growing. Competitors are growing. Other countries are growing. But I am not growing. And we end up in guilt or resentment or anger. And the last one is I have a huge expectation that my life will become better. I thought this was very easy coming into BNI. My business will grow in multi-billion-dollar shillings, but it's not. Expectation gap. I shared with you 8 gaps. Which gap resonates with your chapter right now? Can you mention in the chat box? Which gap you can resonate with your chapter? Is it expectation gap? Is it comparison gap? Is it inspiration gap? Is it perfection gap? What exactly the gap that you see in your chapter with your members? Don't say all 8, okay? Because all 8 will be available in every chapter, but with little bit of varying degrees. What will happen if all these gaps are removed? What will happen? Thank you for mentioning expectation. Karim, thank you, Trevor, for mentioning that. What will happen if all Florence says thank you for assumption? Thank you. What happens if all these gaps are plugged? Then we achieve the 1,000-member mark. We achieve that every chapter becomes a 100-member chapter. Yes or no? So that's the reason one of the important law that every leader must remember is the law of the growth. Where I am right now, and by the end of this year, where I want to reach. For that, there is a little bit of stretch is required. If you are comfortable in doing whatever you are doing, life will never grow at all. Ask yourself this question. Did I grow in my life when I was in the comfort zone or in uncomfort zone? Type in the chat box. Is it comfort or uncomfort? C or U? Just type in the chat box. C for comfort, U for uncomfort zone. Where did your life grew? Your business grew. Only when you stepped out of the comfort zone into the uncomfortable zone, you learn something new and you grow. Yes or no? The same happens with every chapter also. Same happens with every leadership. That's the reason why we always have to be like rubber band. Rubber band, have you all used the rubber band in Uganda? The rubber band can be used to tie currencies, cash, hair, books, bills. But the rubber band is useful only when it is stretched. A rubber band is useless when it is not stretched. So question to all of us, are you ready to stretch yourself? Are you ready to stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone? What's your chapter size? Can you mention in the chat box? What's your chapter size right now? And what's your goal for 2026? Put both the numbers, whatever the chapter size is. Put both the numbers, the number that you are right now, and by the end of this year, what's the number you want to achieve? Go ahead and mention that in the chat box. Because always we all have one common planning, no? That my chapter size is 50, I want to become 60. My chapter size is 20, I want to become 30. My chapter size is 60, I want to become 80. This is what I want each and one of you to understand. Okay. Whenever you are doing any goals for your business, because I saw that you all had discussing about the goals. Okay. Remember, 10x version is better than 2x version. Always think 10x growth, not 2x growth. Because when you are thinking of 10x growth in your life, you don't have to do too many things. You have to do only one thing too many times. But if you're only thinking, okay, I will just double my business, double my chapter, then too many activities are required. So if your chapter business, how much is your chapter business? Is it 100 billion? Is it 2 billion per annum? How big is your chapter? How much business you guys are doing as a chapter? You can mention in the chat box. And then you have to ask yourself this question. How can I make it 10x business this year? If your chapter is doing 100, can I make it 200? My chapter is doing only 500 million. Can I do it 1 billion? Is that a good question to ask? It's 10x. Currently, it is 65 and 75 is my goal. Okay, good. So question you have to ask yourself is this. Many leaders are scared to ask this question. Can I plan it logically or can I plan it illogically? What kind of a person you are in your life? Can you mention in the chat box? Are you a logical person or are you an illogical, eccentric, crazy guy? L for logics, I for illogics. Type on the chat box. What kind of a person you are as a businessman? Are you a logical person or are you an illogical person? Thank you for sharing your answers in the chat box. You look at everything in your life. You look at everything in your life. Right now, even the Zoom you're attending, you're sitting in your chair, you're watching this session from your phone or your laptop. Look at everything. Everything that we use in our life never existed 10 years before, 20 years before, 30 years before. Never existed. Yes or no? So some crazy eccentric guy thought it is possible. 100 years before, someone said we can fly. 20 years before, someone said that yes, we can use a plastic box called mobile phone and we can talk to anyone. No one believed. Moral of the story, my dear friends, logical people live logical life. Illogical people only create this world. If you are a logical person, you can just survive in this world. 3 times food, 1 house to live, some clothes to wear. But if you really want to achieve more success, excellence, become crazy, illogical person. Because logical people can only live logical lives. Illogical people create this whole world. I'll give you a story of this, okay? A business story which you all and me can understand. One day I was cleaning the shelf, my old shelf, and we found a lot of photo albums which was taken 25 years before, and my daughter asked me, what are these albums? Why am I so small in this photograph? It's all printouts put inside a pouch, and we were talking about when she was 1 year old, which are the various places we went, and we were explaining that. And then at the end of it, she looked at both the sides of the album and she asked, what is this company name which is printed? I said, Kodak. Okay. Have you all heard about a company called Kodak in your life? Type yes in the chat box. Some of you may have used Kodak camera, the Kodak photo album, yes or no? But is the company still alive? In 1985, this company called Kodak had 165,000 employees, 1.8 billion turnover. 1.8 billion turnover. In 2012, this company went bankrupt and everyone lost their job, most of them. The same 2012, when Kodak was closed, there was another person who was absolutely crazy, illogical guy, spent $1 billion to buy a company which had only 16 employees. And everyone said, why are you so crazy? Why are you wasting money for $1 billion? I'm talking about $1 billion in 2012. That guy who bought the company, one company, Kodak, got closed. Same year, another guy invests $1 billion to buy a company. In 2022, in 10 years from now, that company valuation became $100 billion. And the name of the company was called Instagram. One company, Kodak, which invented the digital camera, went bankrupt because they didn't adopt it to technology. They didn't see forward. They didn't think illogical. Whereas another guy, he understood the world will be into mobile phones. The world will be into TikTok and Instagram. And he bought it. So this particular mindset is called moonshot mindset, an absolutely illogical aim for the moon. Like some of the leaders in the world, they're saying that we will go to Mars right now and we will colonize the Mars. Such illogical leaders create the world. Question to all of us inside this room as BNI leaders. Can you become illogical? In your mind, you may be thinking, 500 members, how it can become 1,000 members in 1 year? That question will come, yes or no? So as a leader, remember, you have to ask yourself this question. Am I leading the chapter? Am I leading the chapter or the region from what is possible or what is predictable? Predictable is based on logics and numbers. I studied the numbers. Last 6 months, we only added 4 new members. Our average chapter size is only this much. These are all predictability. But can you lead from possibility? Possibility comes only when you are illogical. And this is what I want to share with each and every leader over here, because it's all about your belief. It's all about, do you believe, yes, my chapter can grow leaps and bounds? Can you believe that? Okay. Why? Because members don't act on numbers. They actually act based on the belief of the leader. Do you believe is a question. Yes, my chapter can become $100 billion chapter. Yes, my country can become 1,000 member country. Yes, BNI Uganda will rule the entire East Africa. We are the largest in the entire Africa. Can you believe that? Type yes or no in the chat box. That belief only changes everything. It's not numbers, because members don't care about numbers, honestly, because I have 1,000 members in my region, in my city. They don't care about numbers. They only care about what you as believe as a leader. So the question is who you are. Are you a believer or not? That's all is a question you have to ask yourself. Can I think big? Can I think 10x growth? Do I believe that each member, can I become a serial giver? Can I become a serial giver that every week as a leader, when I come to the chapter meeting, can I come with 5 referrals? Every week when I come to the chapter meeting, Can I, as a leader, bring one visitor? As a leader, can I bring one visitor? Can I believe that each and every member of our chapter can reach one member? Just this one belief, if you can share with everyone and say that, hey, each one of us in our chapter can reach one in the next 90 days. That's all you have to ask yourself. Each one, reach one. Every member bringing one visitor. Every member sponsoring one new member to the region in the next 90 days, not in the next 1 year and all. It's just 90 days. Do you think it's possible? How many of you believe that, yes, this is possible? And that is possible only when you start believing it. Okay. If you do not have any belief, and if you're going to have logical numbers, nothing will happen. Every week we come to the meeting, like the first or the second guy who is breaking the stone, and we just do it routinely, logically, and nothing happens. Does that make sense to all of you? Remember, starting point of success is when you entered BNI. Starting point of success is when you entered BNI. But the success point is when BNI enters you. Then only it's possible. I'm going to stop my presentation now, and I will open it for question and answers. You can ask me any questions, whether it is respect to your business or whether it is respect to your chapter, whether it is respect to any topic. If you want to ask a question, type Q in the chat box, and then you can unmute and you can ask any question. Remember, it's all about what you believe now. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and I will open it for few questions, and Susan, you can coordinate and help me out on any questions if anyone wants to ask. Go ahead, please do ask any questions anywhere.
I think I'll ask.
Diana has a question.
Yeah, I'll ask, who are you before BNI? Because you say starting point of success is when you enter BNI, and success point is when BNI enters you. I believe you came in as a member. Interestingly, I know you, but I don't know how you joined BNI. So I'd love to know, who are you before, and what was the success transformation?
You know, in the beginning, Susan read my entire bio sheet of who am I. Okay. Before BNI, I had only one line called happiness coach, over. But after BNI, the entire lot came in. The entire list of accolades and success and accomplishment, traveling to various countries. Before BNI, I just touched only 10,000 lives. But after BNI, I have touched 500,000 lives and helped them to become successful. And before BNI, I thought I can just do some trainings and live my life. But now it's a big purpose now. Can I inspire the whole world? Can I inspire the whole? Because before BNI, I was holding on to a skinny cow that, yeah, that's all. In my small city, I can only grow. Maybe I'll touch upon a few members. But after coming into BNI, I opened up a whole mind that, yes, can I contribute to the greater cause? Can I start living for others' success? And that has helped me to build a 1,000-member region, and at least close to $1 billion of business is done. And that's what is happening right now. And today I'm able to impact more people is because of BNI, if you ask me. I'm always grateful for that.
There's a question in the chat, actually 3 questions. I'll start with the first one. What a great story of the monks. Can you share it? Do you have it written? That's the first question, the story of the monks. And then the second question is, kindly give an insight on the timing gap and what's the motive behind watching one movie a day?
For the monk story, I actually don't have it as written, but you can always make it up in whichever way you want. Okay, it's very simple and easy, but I don't have it as written. But I think it is there in my YouTube channel as a video. Whenever you go there, you can watch the video in my YouTube channel. You can search my name, Murali Sundaram Happiness Coach. You will find a lot of videos which will be useful for you, do slots also for you. And why do I watch one movie a day? For me, movie is like a meditation today. I watch every world genre, every world language. Since I run multiple businesses and I need to jump from one business to another business. So for me, movie is like on buffer zone to cleanse my mind. So I watch for 10 minutes and then I pause, go to the other job, come back and pause and watch another 10 minutes. So that movie has become like mindfulness meditation practice for me. What do I mean timing gap? Okay. Now, what makes a product successful in the market is the right timing of entry into the market. Okay. For example, I have done some businesses 10 years, 12 years before, 15 years before. I did a business called neurofeedback and biofeedback. I brought in some advanced technology. At the time, that was a wrong timing of me bringing that business to India. Why? Because internet was not famous, no online meeting, no one had any idea. So, but if I would have brought that business now, it would have become a super successful. So a timing means, is that timing 2026, the time, is that right for this particular market? And is the market ready to take up that particular product or services? That's one way of looking at timing gap. Okay, because I have seen some fantastic business ideas. They have launched early before even the market is ready, and they have flopped. And there are some businesses, very simple and dumb business, launched at the right time, they just became successful. But most of us, we always wait for the right time. Okay, we wait for the right time for things to happen. But great leaders, if you study, they do not wait for the right time. They believe now is the right time, and they quickly launch version 1.0, better than 0.0. So they launch with the hope that, yes, I know it's going to fail. I am ready to lose, but I will learn a lot. And that's how successful products and businesses are evolved. So instead of waiting for some good day to happen in our life, you got an idea, immediately test it. Just test it and see, so that you will know. Because when you test it and see, you will have only two results. One, success results, or you are a learning result. Either you succeed or you will learn. As a large chapter, 90 people plus, how does the chapter ensure new members don't get lost or disconnected? Thank you, Trevor, for asking this question. In my region, I have a lot of large chapters. In India, we have a lot of large chapters. Sushil Sangoy is sitting inside this room. He is part of the largest chapter of Bangalore with some 120 plus members. I think Sushil can add little more value. Maybe he can share one or two ideas of how they are managing the chapter. There are large chapters, they give more importance to new members. They do something called launch pad activity. Launch pad is the new members of last month. They will be given 2 minutes or 3 minutes during the feature presentation time, whereas they can also present their business so that everyone gets to know them. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the LTs always have breakfast with the new members so that the new members feel connected. Number three, assign a mentor to all the new mentees and ensure that the mentor keeps on appreciating and recognizing the new member in the groups, WhatsApp group or whichever group you're forming, and even during the chapter meeting also, so that the new members are always involved into the whole process. Number four, motivate the new members to attend at least 2-3 trainings in the first 3 months so that they understand the whole BNI and they quickly join the entire group. Number five, for a new member, why did they join BNI? They want business. Instead of asking them to give referrals, can the senior members in the chapter quickly give them referrals, and can they quickly make some money? The minute they quickly see some money, they are now glued to the entire system. Any of these 4 or 5, see whichever works for you, see whether that can help you or chapter to ensure that the new members get glued to the chapter. And maybe Sushil can add a little more extra.
Yes,
of course, I would also like you to, Sushil, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I can take it up later. I also would like to add, energy is everything. Positive energy keeps the whole chapter going. And we have members waiting to join categories, visitors waiting to join categories. If a member leaves his category, he knows somebody else is going to pick it up immediately. So he would not leave. So energy, positive energy is, I remember Mr. Murali Sundaram visited our chapter before he started BNI in Chennai. And on that day, the feature presenter had set up a whole wedding scenario. And that was just mind blowing. The energy was very infectious on that day. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sushil. We have another hand up. Sharon, please take it away.
Thank you, Susan. Good morning, Murali. Thank you very much for the presentation thus far. I just want you to share maybe a story, your experience of when you were illogical and the results that it delivered for you in terms of, as you're leading a chapter or, in a certain space versus, what would have been the logical option. Yeah, if you have a story.
There was a chapter by name BNI Crown, which was suffering a lot. Okay, why? Because one negative member spoiled the entire chapter and a lot of members started leaving. They lost their entire confidence. And then I go inside and I started motivating the chapter LT that right now we are at 23. By the time you end the term in 6 months, in India it's 6 months leadership team, can we make the chapter to 60-member chapter? So they said, sir, how it's possible? It's really impossible. We are at 26 right now and I have 26 weeks as my term, and how can I become a 55, 60-member chapter? That's the only question, okay? But then you believed, yes, it is possible, and you started giving them the confidence and go ahead and do that. That excitement and energy of you as the leader, they said, okay, sir, I will try. We will try. And what they did is something very, very simple. They just focused upon the bonding of the members so that the trust and the chapter members increased. And I said that that's the only thing you have to do. Just don't focus on anything else. Can you build the trust back in every member, see to that everyone can bond with each other? And this chapter meeting happens in a hotel which is attached to a mall, okay, big shopping mall. And in that mall, there is a movie theater. So they just did something so simple and eccentric that after every chapter meeting, the entire chapter will go for a movie and watch every single week. And because of that one simple eccentric activity, the LT were able to bond with each other and everyone started feeling the energy and excitement. And that chapter from 26 all the way jumped into 52 within that leadership term. Why? Because it's possible. The possibility mindset was set in them. And the LT started meeting every visitor in their office every single week. And because of that, the chapter grew. And then same in my business here also in BNI. I never thought my region will become 1,000-member region. Right now we are a 1,000-member region, and now everyone are saying that, okay, let's make it a 2,000-member region. So that's the whole journey. And there are a lot of similar stories are there, but that's the story that came into my mind the minute you asked me, Sharon. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for sharing, Mr. Murali. There's a recommendation in the chat from Isaac for mindset. A growth mindset is The New Psychology of Success by Carol S. DeWick. So for those who are looking for the book, Mr. Murali, we also would love for you to recommend a book for us so that we can add it to our reading list for the year. And if there are any other questions, please, this would be your time. I definitely want you to also spotlight Sushil. I've had the pleasure of training with him in India, and he is a bank of knowledge. So Sushil, we are also looking forward to what you have to say. Mr.
I've written 2 books, One Thing by Gary Keller, and then 10X is Better Than 2X by Dan Sullivan. These are all very good books to read if we really want to grow our business and our life.
It's very exciting for me to be here amongst all you new leaders, just at the cusp of the new year. Can we do a small activity for 4 or 5 minutes with your permission, Susan? And is that okay? Okay. So those of you who are in a quiet kind of place, I don't mind if you can unmute right now. And we do a small little New Year activity, a New Year energizer. What is this? What is this?
Fist.
It's a fist.
And what is this?
A fist.
Another
Two
fist.
fists.
Another
And
fist.
and when do we normally put our fists together?
Right.
Boxing.
When we're going to fight.
Boxing. Okay, when you're going to fight, when you want to punch somebody. And
Celebrate.
also
When you are
when you want to
celebrating,
celebrate.
cheerful.
Yeah. And if you've trained with Mr. Murali Sundaram, he'll also tell you that this is an anchor when you do something well and when you want to succeed yourself or when you have succeeded yourself. Is that right? Yeah. So at the beginning of this new year, I'm going to share something special that we can do with these fists. So all of you can put both your fists together like this. But right now, these represent the possibilities which are there, which Mr. Murali Sundaram spoke about, which we have not yet opened up. And now we are going to open up these possibilities one by one. So as I make these declarations, each one of you will open up one finger of the left hand first, one by one. So the first declaration is that at the beginning of this new year, I wish for the well-being of all the creatures on earth. At the beginning of this new year, I wish for the well-being of all the beings on this earth. The second one is, I will recognize the laws of nature and align with them, because that is the route to happiness. I will recognize the laws of nature and align with them. The third one is, I will take utmost care of my health. I will take utmost care of my health, because health is wealth. We all know that. The fourth one is, I will make conscious efforts to pursue my dreams. I will make conscious efforts to pursue my dreams. The fifth one is, I will rejoice in the success of others.
I will rejoice in the success of others.
I will rejoice in the success of others. So now all of you have the 5 fingers of one hand that are open. And now let's go for the next one. The sixth one is, I will contribute to the best of my ability to help the needy. I will contribute to the best of my ability to help the needy. The seventh one is, I will build on my past without regretting it. I will build on my past without regretting it. The eighth one is, I'm immensely grateful for life's blessings on me. I am immensely grateful for life's blessings on me. The ninth one is, I acknowledge that every day I wake up is the beginning of a whole new year. I acknowledge that every day I wake up is the beginning of a whole new year. And finally, together as a team, we will create the future of our choice. Together as a team, we will create the future of our choice. And now, my friends, if you look at your palms, they are open, all your fingers are open, but there is something that we need to do still. What we need to do is to make our palms face each other now and slowly start working on our dreams. Slowly start working on these 10 commandments, and then start working faster and faster and faster and faster. And that's how we are going to jump into the new year. Thank you all and wish you a lovely year ahead. Over to you, Susan.